Man is a servant creature. In Romans chapter 6 verse 16 to 18, we discover the most basic elements of man's creation. Man in essence is a servant type creature which is controlled by his owner and master. Man has never been the owner or master of himself. He therefore is not in control of his own life. Rather, he is controlled by the life of another. He is and always has been owned by a master more powerful than himself. In Romans chapter 6 verse 17, it says that as an unbeliever, you were slaves of sin. Sin and Satan is the master of unbelievers. But when we heard the gospel and believe in Christ, we made a choice for a new master. Christ came into our lives and became Lord and Master. Now we are servants of righteousness, Christ, and children of God. A servant of our choices. Even though man has always been a servant of a master, he has always been given certain basic freedoms and choices in life. He can come and go to do as he pleases. He can choose his job, wife, husband, place of living, foods to eat, things to buy. But even with certain freedoms and choices, he always remains a servant of another. It is likened unto a dog tied to a rope. The master of the dog is at the other end of the rope. The dog has a certain freedom to walk around, but only to the distance of the length of the rope, but never truly free the master's hand to run at will. One would argue, I am free to whatever I want to do. But that is exactly the attitude of our old master gave us, for that was his will, which is also the very thing God used to bring man to frustration, depression, and the end of himself in order to see his need for God. It is agreed upon that man does have a free will to make choices in life. The free will was given to man for the ultimate purpose of making a choice to which master he will serve. The first man, Adam, made a choice to which master would rule over the human race. But because of God's grace, man has been given another chance to make another choice. That choice is to accept Christ as Lord and Master. As believers, we are servants of Jesus Christ and He is the Lord and Master of our lives. Yet, our new Master has a different nature than our old Master. Christ in us is not a taskmaster who forces us beyond our will, even though He has all the rights to do so. But because of His very own nature, He wills and desires a loving, reciprocating relationship. He desires a servant that will freely submit to Him, not by force, rather by love. So because of love, He will give us continual freedom to make choice, yet always desiring that we will make free will choices to submit, yield, and obey Him out of love. The scriptures gives us 5 different metaphors of the union between God and man. Each metaphor shows us what God compares us to regarding our union relationship with Him. In each metaphor, we see a role or function in that union. This shows us the divine God in union relationship with a human. In all of these illustrations, we learn several important facts. The first one is that we are and always will be a created creature of God. We are not the divine, the treasure, the Christ, the Spirit, the vine, or the husband. He is. We are only a container, a branch, a vessel that the divine God dwells in. We are created to hold Him and live in a harmonious and loving union relationship with Him. The second fact is that God never intended for man to be an independent self. He never intended man to be something within himself. God created us to be in union with Himself, and it is only from our union with Christ that we are who we are. For apart from Him, we are a lost sinner, and in union with Him, we are a child of God. To God be the glory. God bless you.